Are you ever a little bit confused about which kind of training split you should be doing? Should you be doing arm day, then leg day, then chest day? Here's my answer. The answer depends on who we're talking about. For the people I train, it's a general population. I don't train people on performance enhancing drugs. I don't train athletes. I train normal people. I train bankers. I train lawyers. I train mums. I train normal people, right? And my answer is almost every single time, full body every time, right? Now, that doesn't mean you can do every single possible exercise every single session, right? But for most people, you can only work out 2 or 3 times a week. Sweet. How do we get the most out of that? The way we get the most out of that is by training your legs, training a pulling motion, training a pushing motion in every single one of those workouts. Without getting too technical, there's something called muscle protein synthesis. And this is the process in which your body adapts, grows muscle, builds strength. This is essentially a hormonal state, right? It spikes after you lift weights and it drops back down to its baseline after about 48 hours. Now I want you to picture, you've trained your legs, for example, and you've only training your legs once a week. For 5 out of the 7 days in that week, your legs are not improving in any way, right? That synthesis has spiked and it's gone back down again. Now, even if you've done more volume, you've done more sets, you've done more reps in that specific session, it doesn't really count the same if you're not on enhancing drugs, okay? There's 2 very different kinds of advice out there online, right? What a lot of people don't tell you is that most of the advice that you're reading is for people on performance enhancing drugs. If you're not doing that, you need to train far more regularly. If you want to get the most out of your leg training, for example, I would recommend spacing your sessions out. Let's say we're doing 3 sessions a week, which I think is reasonable. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, or Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, whatever works best. Having some legs in there, having some pushing in there, having some pulling in there, and then obviously, like I always think, always a bit of core work, maybe some accessory work like arms, especially if you're going on holiday soon. This is how I would structure my client sessions and how I do structure their sessions, and I would recommend that you do the same. And also try and find the nuance behind who's giving you this advice about doing these bro splits and these super individualized programs where you do arms one day, you do chest one day, you do shoulders one day, right? Usually those people are on drugs, and if you're not, be careful about following their advice.